So what is GaiaSky Connected Creation? GaiaSky Connected Creation is ushering in the new paradigm of what creation is here on Earth. For so long, people have been creating, building from a self-centered point of view, a greed, profit-driven point of view, a competitive point of view. So there's been a lot of corporations existing, and all these corporations have been competing with each other instead of aligning with what is in the highest for all. So GaiaSky Connected Creation is about recognizing the interconnectedness of all of this and operating from that understanding. And so we do this by shifting from competition to collaboration. So one of the core facets of GaiaSky Connected Creation is world weaving, and that's about viewing this entire ecosystem, this entire GaiaSky world, this entire GaiaSky ecosystem as one holistic living organism. So it's all one thing. And so with that, it's how can we align with those who are aligned with benefiting humanity, aligned with benefiting a thriving humanity here on Earth, and manifesting that, and bring them all together in this GaiaSky world, and highlighting the connections that we want to make so that everybody can be benefiting everyone, because everyone's contributing in a certain way, and we want everybody to be able to contribute and be contributed to in a good way. So we have world weaving, which is all about connecting them all together. We also have GaiaSky Living Systems, which is about outlining the living systems through an understanding of nature that allow for us to be operating harmoniously with nature. So a big part of this is how we are organizing, how we are coming together as an organization, because for so long we've had almost everything has been run with a traditional power hierarchy, a CEO up top, and then managers and yada yada yada, and then you're low employees. It's this pyramid structure. And I think that most of us can agree that for the most part that has not worked. And so we want to bring forward a new thing, a way that is very aligned with nature. So this is looking at things like holacracy, teal organizational paradigm, looking at all of these and bringing forward new ways. And living systems is about that, but it's also much more. It's how can we design living systems that help the entire GaiaSky world to operate, help individual spaces to operate, help individual organizations, looking at the living systems that go into this all the way up and down, and being able to help put those in place. Cool. Step 3. Step 3, we're going to go with Seeds of Light. So Seeds of Light is about, as we cultivate this whole ecosystem, how can we bring a new economy into this ecosystem, into this eco space that is aligning with what is happening here. Because the economy, for the most part thus far, has been one of scarcity. We don't have enough, we need to accumulate. We're accumulating wealth. We're all just accumulating and that is not the way wealth works. The way wealth works is that we generate wealth. Wealth comes from within us, we generate it. And so, how can we design a currency that aligns with this, aligns with what is, aligns with recognizing that we are wealth springs of wealth, we are generators of wealth. As individuals and also as collectives, when we come together, that in itself is this giant wellspring of wealth that is continually overflowing like a fountain of youth. And so it's designing systems for that, and where that comes in is Seeds of Light. It's creating a currency that is continually generating There's not like a certain amount of currency. It's not about accumulating. It's about we're continuing to generate more of this currency because we're continuing to generate more wealth within the ecosystem as a whole. So as a entity is generating more wealth, and they have more wealth, as they're generating more wealth and contributing to the ecosystem as a whole, then they are also given an opportunity to share more wealth by having seeds of light that they can distribute to others. And that way those who are actively contributing the most are able to help activate others as well, so that others can contribute more. And that way the ones who are contributing, by being able to contribute to others, they're creating a feedback loop that helps them be able to generate more. So it's all about creating these feedback loops. Okay. And so the way a lot of this is able to work is through using technology that's being developed through the Metacurrency project, and Scepter with Holochain and all this. And so because now we have this whole network, this whole ecosystem, within this ecosystem there are all these different eco spaces, because it's these like different localities. California could be a locality, and then Northern California could be a locality within that, and Bay Area could be a locality within that. You can create the different ones, but regardless, basically there's like all these eco spaces. So there's all these eco spaces, and within any eco space there can be an organization, and organizations can also exist at the root level. So where an organization goes depends on at what level it is actively contributing to. So if it is operating at the global level, then it goes in the global ecosystem. If it's operating in the San Francisco area, then it can go in the San Francisco ecosystem. And there's also potentialities for how it could work, where it could be in multiple different ones. But basically, the way this is going to work then is every the ecosystem as a whole and every eco space within it is totally self-regulating, because everyone who's in that, all the different organizations that make up that eco space, have a vote based on how much they're contributing. So if you're contributing to the ecosystem, then you have more say in what's happening within that ecosystem. And so when someone's saying, hey, I'm generating this much wealth, so I want to have this many seeds of light to share out for this mission, they make that proposal, and then everyone who's a part of that eco space, based on how much they're contributing, gets to have a vote if they see that as valid and want to allocate that many to those people. So that way the ecosystem is continually self-regulating, and it is able to decide for itself how much new wealth is being introduced within it all, so that it is totally self-regulating is the word that keeps coming through. So yeah, that's a big thing, the voting, the how much wealth is being generated, the being able to share the wealth. And another big place, so now where I'm going to get to next, which ties back in, is the fourth core facet of GaiaSky, which is seeds of creation. And this is the community creation incubator. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Basically, it is about bringing the community together to activate this energy of co-creation through sharing of ideas. So we're coming together and we're talking about what are all the things that we are manifesting, what are all the ideas, what are the projects, what do they look like, and we're cultivating this whole seed bank of creation. It's all the seed bank, the big old seed bank. How potent is each one of these seeds? When we as a community are ready to plant something, then we have our garden of creation with very well-tilled soil. And we can say, cool, we are going to plant the seed. And now we as a community are deciding we're planting this seed in the garden. And now this is going to be able to grow. And it's being planted directly into the GaiaSky ecosystem, which means it's able to have seeds of light and collective funds go towards helping to launch this project so that it can grow and blossom. And so as we go, more and more people are going to become a part of this, and through them contributing to seeds of creation, they're contributing, therefore they're generating wealth, therefore they get seeds of light, so they get currency which they can use within this ecosystem, and there will also be exchange rates so that we can still have fiat flows and everything with this, as more fiat flows into the ecosystem. So now everyone in Seeds of Creation is contributing, so they're able to be contributed to, and more people keep contributing, which means more of these projects keep getting brought in and planted and are able to grow. And now all of these seeds are planted and are now growing, and this whole garden of creation is growing and thriving bigger and bigger and bigger, and the whole ecosystem just becomes more and more thriving, and it is benefiting all of humanity and all of the earth, and it is creating prosperity and manifesting and generating prosperity in ways that we cannot even imagine. Well, maybe you can imagine if you have a super freaking beautiful imagination. So that is what GaiaSky Connected Creation is. Seeds of creation, seeds of light, living systems, world weaving, bringing it together, one holistic living organism, bringing these principles of wholeness and aliveness and purpose down from the sky to the roots at every single level of the ecosystem, activating this energy of connected creation every single step of the way, and creating a truly abundant, thriving humanity on earth, here and now, with us, for us, as us. This is GaiaSky Connected Creation. Mahalo. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being a part of this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful creation that we just get to dance and plan as children, and as the gardeners. Aloha keikua. Mahalo, Hana.